What screams pretending to be upper class? I work at an exotic car rental branch. I have plenty of customers that rent our cars and ask us to take the ID tags off the keyring, understandable. Then I have some that insist they get the same license plate each time and will flip out if I give them the same model as usual but with the plate one digit off. They're trying to make the appearance to whoever that they own the car and get themselves in a trap where they have to keep renting to keep up the illusion. That charade never lasts long. I used to be concerned about how I looked/dressed when going to a high-end retailer. Now I simply don't care. If they won't serve me when wearing jeans, then I'll just go somewhere else. Definitely buying cars you can't afford. I'm solidly middle class and drive a Ford Focus. Don't buy one, they're shit, and a lot of people I work with, that make less than I do, roll in driving big expensive trucks or Mercedes cars. If I can't afford that, I know they can't. Knock off luxury brand anything. Usually watches, bags, wallets, clothes. There are plenty of respectable, elegant things that look and work just as well. You're not tricking us, and you're not tricking them, the people who swim in those lanes all the time. Conspicuous consumption. Ugly big houses, flashy things, diamonds, gold, handbags with labels, leopard print clothes, fur, branded goods, too much plastic surgery. I think I'll stop here as it's not making me feel like a nice person, smiley face. Has anyone said, renting a mansion and being behind on payments for your Ferrari so you can trick a gay redneck into selling you his zoo yet? Nice brand new car financed for 7 years but think they are hot shit for having it. Is the 68 in red a good thing? I'm new to Reddit. Dwelling on past achievements. I've got a friend who constantly goes on about how great the British Empire used to be and how his family were all grand aristocrats and navy commanders. He's a good guy at heart, but I think he was brought up to believe he was better than most others. The humble brag under the guise of a complaint, I can't believe how bad the champagne selection was on my flight. I expected so much more from KLM first class. My brother-in-law is the king of this and everyone in the family wants to murder him. I don't understand how he doesn't see how transparently pathetic it is. He's not dumb. Rich people on Instagram are probably mostly fake rich. Buying followers. If I were a billionaire, I would not want to be tagged partying on a yacht. Especially not in 2020. Talking about possessions, slipping dollar amounts into conversations. Act like you've been there before. $5,000 purse with no money in it. Talking down to working class people. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely snooty arsehole upper class people, however in my interactions with them as a working class person in services they've always been extremely nice. My guess is because we both know who we are in society, so there are no pretensions. Fake upper class people have to completely reinforce the class divide. It had to be absolutely clear that they are and always have been above you. Part of me thinks it's resentment at what they might have used to have been, and the other part thinks it's how they think other upper class people behave. We don't get anything that scream pretending to be upper class in Australia at the moment, thanks to our mining sector. At the height of the boom, someone could leave high school, get some tickets, and pretty much walk into a 6-figure job on the mines. So the young man driving around in an expensive muscle car while covered in tattoos, slabs of beer in the back, may not be pretending, but could be a cub, cashed up bogan. 20 dudes who pooled their money to pay for one bottle service table at a Vegas club. Source, was one of those dudes. McMansions without curtains or furniture in the upstairs. Putting entrepreneur on any social media platform bio. When every item of clothing you're wearing has a designer logo on it. Real rich people don't walk around looking like billboards. Shopping in the curtains aisle of Walmart and openly declaring to me, an employee trying to zone, that we have no taste. We took the wheels off our double wide and bought plastic paneling that looks like bricks. Talking about how expensive everything you have is and how much money you have. I've found the truly wealthy people don't feel compelled to talk about it constantly. Throwing parties every week and calling everyone old sport. When people act all rich but they've never even staged a South American coup for better tax rates on their fruit plantations. Getting married in a big fat wedding by taking out loans, borrowing from friends. Plus, getting super expensive rings when you can't afford 1/10 of it. Constantly altering your pink Chanel suit to fit in at a country club. Jeff Lowe. When you get invited for supper and bring a bottle of wine, but feel obligated to mention it cost $35. My uncle and his wife are perfect examples. They bought a brand new Mercedes that they can't afford, live in a house that's too big for them, bought a caravan in a park where the ground rental is nearly $50K a year, they bought their kids expensive ass bikes that were never used, and what did they use to pay for all this? If you guessed credit cards, then you are correct. Credit cards and loans from my grandmother which they will never pay back. Then they make fun of my mother and I for being working class. Might as well spit on my grandfather's grave since he was working class through and through. Edit, I got the cost of the caravan rental wrong by 10K. It's 5K for the ground rental and they rent the caravan from the site for 35K. So the total is 40K. This was my bad, and my grandmother actually cleared this up for me. Edit 2, as someone pointed out, this number is apparently SUS. I'm just going off what I was told. Pronouncing your name bouquet. Obligatory edit, thank you mysterious benefactors. Moving to LA despite not being able to afford living there. I heard salespeople at high-end shops can tell immediately if someone was actually wealthy in places like Rodeo Drive. Even if you dress up nicely and walk into a high-end store, they could pick you off as a normie. Buying expensive clothes, or fake ones, and owning a high-end phone, but you stretch your budget to do this in order to make it seem like you can afford excess when you really can't. Posting pictures of your fancy cars and house renovations, shoes, etc. on social media. Real rich people don't actually have to scream I'm rich to be rich. Oh, actual upper class story. Have a wine snob friend coming over for a party. So I bought a cheap obscure wine, like $10 bottle, and when I cashed out I asked them to take the sticker gun and put $80 on it. My friend thought it was an amazing bottle of wine. They sell accessories that you can clip to cheaper iPhones to make it look like you have the 3 cameras. When I sold cars for 5 years, the people with the worst credit/income/finances were always trying to stretch to buy the most expensive and newest car. They were the easiest to impress with new features, special colors, and performance specifications. The people with the best finances were always looking for a basic Corolla or Camry. They were usually replacing a 15-year-old Toyota they handed down or sold online. After having that experience, whenever I hear someone say they special ordered a special color or that there's only X amount of this car made, I just think to myself that they are a sucker and probably have bad credit. And when I see someone driving an old beat-up car, I don't automatically think they are broke, but instead I think they are probably hoarding cash and have a nice retirement ahead of them. Putting other people down for having less expensive things than they do. Like just because it's not expensive means that it is worthless. Those people need to shut up. Buying an inflatable hot tub while living in a trailer park's house. Just bought an inflatable hot tub and live in a trailer park. Buying a high-end truck with a 7+ year loan. Designer face masks. A pack of Charmin Mega Rolls in each bathroom. My ex comes from a really, well, kinda fucked up family. Her dad is a multimillionaire who cheated on her mom and wound up leaving, and was by all accounts not a great husband, father, or man. But after he left, my ex's mom became a professional alimony hound. She never got a high school diploma and worked part-time as a hairdresser, but was a single mom in a house that must have been worth $1 million+. It was clear based on the way she spoke that she was living paycheck to paycheck on gross child support and alimony checks, funding a lifestyle that would disappear completely if something happened to her ex-husband. Her home is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Multiple formal dining rooms, mismatched hardwood furniture everywhere, for some reason every TV is hidden in a closed closet, etc. But the weirdest fucking thing, is that there are no clocks in the house. 25 mirrors, there's not a spot in the home where you can't find your reflection, but you never know what time it is. I'm not sure if that's a direct answer to the question, but I thought it was related. Buying AirPods instead of replacing the bald tires on your car. My aunt did this.